The following is a story in which a gambler uses the 4 aces to win at a game of cards. What's going on, guys? CardMechanic here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a story about a gambler that you can use to captivate any audience. Let's do it. Now let me tell you a short story. A while back, a gambler was challenged to a game of cards, and now because he wanted to win, he took the 4 aces and stacked them in his favor. He broke them down into 4 piles of 3 cards each, putting an ace in each pile. So now the deck was stacked in his favor. Once he got to the game, he gave the deck a couple of false cuts, just so the other players wouldn't suspect him of anything. After a few rounds of playing, the gambler kept on winning hand after hand after hand. One of the other players got suspicious and took the cards from the gambler and started dealing. And to the player's dismay, he saw that there was just an ace in each pile, but the deck was not stacked, so it wouldn't really mean anything to have an ace in each hand. The gambler took back the deck and asked the player what he thought to accomplish. The player said he thought the deck was stacked, that's why the gambler kept on winning. So the gambler dealt out a hand again, just to show the player that the hand the gambler got doesn't even contain any aces. So at this point, the player was completely confused, but also convinced that the gambler was not cheating. So by the end of the game, the gambler still kept on winning, and eventually walked home with all the money. When the player asked him how he kept on winning, the gambler said, "I didn't stack the deck, but I always keep the 4 aces on top of the deck for when I need them." So I hope you guys enjoyed that trick, and let's actually break down how it's done. But just to give you a little bit of a background, this trick is known as Aces Up by Karl Fulves, and this was just my own version of the story that I like to tell when performing this trick. So this is completely self-working. You need pretty much no skill in order to perform, so it's great for everyone. Everyone likes a good story. Everyone likes good showmanship of card cheating, so let's do it. Now to start off this trick, you're going to take the 4 aces and leave them on top of the deck. Now since this is just a showmanship of card cheating and gambling, it really doesn't matter if the spectator sees you put the 4 aces on top, since you're just going to say you're showing them a demonstration or a story. So you start off with the 4 aces on top, and you're pretty much just going to do what I did in the trick. Of course, adding that story in will definitely leave a much bigger impact on the spectator when you're doing the trick. So the way I like to start off is I tell the spectator a gambler was once challenged in a card game, so he stacked the aces in his favor. So you take the 4 aces and you put them face down and make 4 piles of 3 cards each. So now the ace is on the bottom of each pile, right? There it is. So now you're going to pick up the piles from left to right, or where you dealt first to where you dealt last. So you pick all these up, put them on top of the deck. So now from here, I like to say the player set it up earlier before going to the game. So then the player went to the game and he gave the deck a couple of false cuts or false shuffles, just so that the players wouldn't think, he's doing anything suspicious. So now from here, I like to tell the spectators that after playing a few rounds, the gambler just kept on winning. So one of the other players took the deck from him and started dealing out the cards again into 4 piles of 3 cards each. Do I know what game this is? No, but that's what it is. And then of course, when the player looked at the cards of each hand, he saw that there was just 1 ace. So the gambler really couldn't have been winning by just getting 1 ace. And especially since there's an ace in each hand, the deck is not really stacked. It was just a coincidence that the aces showed up. And now again, when you're picking up the cards, you want to pick up left to right, or where you dealt first to where you dealt last. So you put that on top, put that on top, put that on top, and boom, put that right back on top of the deck. Now from here, you can do a false shuffle again, false cut, that's what I like to do. And I also say that the gambler told the player, or asked the player, what the player hoped to accomplish. And the player just says that I thought you were cheating by stacking the deck. So now this time, when you deal the cards again, you deal them in a way in which it actually looks like you're dealing to other people and yourself. Again, 4 piles of 3 cards each. So now you don't want to show any of the other 3 piles. You just want to show the last pile that you dealt. So you pick that up, and then you say the gambler showed the player that the hand he got doesn't even contain any of the aces, so there's no way that he could have been stacking the deck. Then again, you're going to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, dealt first to dealt last. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put this on top of the deck and give it one last false shuffle. Now, from here, I like to say that the game ended. Again, completely up to you on how do you want to tell your version of the story. And then I say the gambler ended up winning all the money, and at the end of the game, the player came to him and asked him, how can you possibly win without stacking the deck? And then the gambler just says, I always keep the 4 aces on top for whenever I need them. And that's all there is to it. Completely self-working. If you just do what I did, you'll get the exact same result. So if you guys like storytelling card tricks, make sure to subscribe and go check out that video right there, because that's also a storytelling card trick. And I'll see you there. Peace out.